Hey, what's up, Logo Psychology students? It is Monday, June 15th, 2020. It is the first day of week 2 of term 6. This is day 56 of our e-learning experience overall. And welcome back to week 2. We had a great first week. Had a good Zoom meeting, had some good assignments and good readings and good discussions of the questions of the day. We were talking all about human development and how people, change over the course of their life based on their age. That was chapter 12. We talked about the last stage of human development, which is adulthood, old age, and death, right? Today we're going to start a new chapter. That was the end of chapter 12 that we finished up last week. Today we're going to start chapter 13, the next chapter in the textbook, which is still in the same unit, but it's a new topic within this topic. So let's take a look at Blackbaud. Get into our Blackbaud right here. Start off on our class bulletin board. Nothing new here. The same e-learning instructions that we saw last week. The same note about the Zoom meeting that will take place this Thursday, the link to the YouTube messages, and the instructions for doing the e-learning. So let's go up to our Topics tab. Topics right there. And we're still, like I said, in the human development topic. So if we click in there, we will see our newest download, which is chapter 13, page 375 to 380. That is the reading. We have all of our previous reading questions, pause for thought questions over here. We got the 3 from last week, and then today's chapter 13, page 375 to 380. If we click on the link for that download, let's take a look what chapter 13 is all about. Chapter 13 is all about male and female, brief history, gender differences, right? So this is something that affects everybody, right? Gender and sex, and it's a universal experience. Now, how it's experienced is not universal, just like anything else in this class. We know that everyone's an individual, but we're looking for, shared tendencies, right? We're looking at this scientifically. There's a lot of other ways to look at gender and sex, and this has become a lot more studied topic in recent years. It's expanded, right, the idea of gender and sex, which is a good thing, right? This idea of male and female, this binary choice, that's kind of outdated, right? And so in the past, I've actually kind of gotten away from, spending too much time on this chapter because I didn't want to, offend anybody. But I don't think we should do that. I think we should cover this chapter because it's still, again, it's science, right? This is not making any judgment. This is not making any kind of social or political statement. We're just looking at, the scientific study of gender and sex. And hopefully, we can bring new ideas, because I always get new ideas on this topic in particular from my students. You guys can kind of school me on this, hopefully. But the textbook does have a lot of helpful information. And the fact of the matter is, when we talk about biology, we talk about hormones and how they affect behavior, that's a real thing, right? That's not a made-up thing. The idea of, having to fit into one stereotypical gender, that is made up. Especially when we think about gender role behaviors. A lot of that is just socially constructed, and that's where we, get into issues where we start saying this is behavior that we expect of one group of people, and this is behavior that's inappropriate for this group of people. I'm happy to say that we've kind of gotten past that in recent years, or we're getting past that. These stereotypical gender role behaviors are becoming more and more a thing of the past. But this chapter, again, even though this textbook's a little dated, they get into this, right? They have a great quiz here, right, which again tries to dispel some of these myths, right? So go ahead and take this quiz and see how many true or false you get right. You don't have the answers yet. It says the answers are on page 401, so we'll get to the answers later on. But take a look at this. See if you know the answers to these 10 true or false questions. They're just about differences between males and females. Fact of the matter is, there is a difference in the hormone levels based on whether you were born genetically male or female. You're going to have different levels of different hormones in your body, and that's going to affect your behavior. It's going to affect your development. That's a real thing. Doesn't necessarily have to affect your behavior or what's expected of you. They talk a little bit about in this first section of the chapter nurturance and this idea of a maternal instinct, right? That biological females are just because of their genetic makeup, because of their hormone levels, they are biologically driven to reproduce and raise children. Now, that's a myth, right? That's what we learned from this, that there is no maternal instinct, that it doesn't really exist, and that there are plenty of biological females who are not good mothers and never will be, and there are plenty of biological males who are great parents, right, and can be very, very nurturing. These are just stereotypes, and that's what I like about this chapter. It really tries to break down stereotypes. Psychology in general, that's one of the purposes, is to break down these assumptions that, these gut feelings that we have about people that just aren't backed up by evidence, right? This is a scientific study of people, not just this is what I think, right? And so that's where we get to the pause for thought questions. This is a 5-page reading with 3 pause for thought questions, which is pretty easy. And again, there's 2 ways you can answer those pause for thought questions. You can do them through the Google Forms, which can be found on the topics page. They can also be found under the assignments tab. There it is right there. Chapter 13, page 375 to 380. Go ahead and click on that and answer those 3 pause for thought questions after you've done the reading. And then, of course, we have, as always, our question of the day. So let's take a look at this question of the day. Pretty simple, right? Again, they're always simple in the fact that there's no one right or wrong answer. It's just what you think. And I'd like to know what you guys think. What are some differences that you know of that we associate with gender and or sex, right? Again, they don't have to be correct. They can be stereotypes. They can be assumptions. Or they can be, again, just scientific, facts when it comes to genetics and hormone levels, right? But then also, what are some stereotypes? Again, whatever you want to put. What are some differences that you know of that we associate with gender and sex? Go ahead and answer the question of the day. Do the reading and answer those pause for thought questions. And if you have any concerns or questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day and a great week. Peace.